What is up? Welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm absolutely loving putting up 2 videos a week. So if you haven't already subscribed and hit that bell button, make sure you do that. Today's video is going to be about the top 5 mistakes that crushed me on my fitness journey. I hope that you can learn from my mistakes so that you don't make the same ones. Let's get into it. Number 1, comparing yourself to others. So this can be a really slippery slope. With social media, you have to understand that it's a highlight reel of the best angles, some Photoshop, some filters, and people in their best condition. So when you're comparing yourself to other people online, you're really doing yourself an injustice. And I understand how hard it is to not compare yourself to people online when you're consistently bombarded by all these kind of perfect and ideal shapes and bodies and things like that on magazines and on social media. But at the end of the day, you have to remember that this is your life, your fitness journey, and your body, and you're the one that has to live in it. So instead of comparing it to everyone else's, focus on you, focus on your goals, and work hard to be the best version of yourself. It is so much better to be the best version of you than a second-rate version of someone else. I know when I started my journey, and even now, I still sometimes at times struggle with comparing myself to other people, whether they're leaner than me, stronger than me, taller than me, whatever it is. There's always going to be someone out there that is better than you. They'll have more cars than you, they'll have more money than you, they're probably taller than you, stronger than you, fitter than you, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, you don't have to live in their life and their body. You have to live in your body and your life. So make the most of it and really focus on you and your goals. Even when it comes to competing, the only person I care about is myself. I don't follow or look at what the other girls that are going to be on stage with me are doing, because you can't control the outcome of everyone else's work ethic. You can only control your work effort, your ethic, and everything that you are putting into getting on that stage. And at the end of the day, it's so subjective that when you step on that stage, the judges choose who they think looks the best on the day. It's got nothing to do about how hard you worked or how hard someone else worked. It's just about, someone else's opinion. So at the end of the day, once you do realize that this is your journey and you start focusing on yourself and becoming the best version of you and competing with only you, you'll feel an increase in positivity towards your fitness journey, because you're doing it for you, to better you, not for anyone else and not to be like anyone else. Number 2, trying fad diets. Honestly, it is embarrassing to look at all the different things I tried 8 years ago when I started my journey, but in all fairness, there wasn't a lot of solid information online like there is now about calorie counting, learning about macronutrients and nutrition in general. So I was trying everything you could imagine, from detox teas to keto diet to high carb, low carb, high fats, lower fats. I tried everything, and honestly, it didn't lead me anywhere good. I just ended up struggling for a couple of years and wasting a lot of time when I could have been taking steps closer to achieving my goals if there was the information out there like there is now, because now there's so much information out there about how to count calories, how to track your macros, the fact that the most important thing for fat loss is a caloric deficit, so eating less calories than your body requires to maintain weight. But back then there wasn't all of that, so I kind of just tried random diets that I found online, and nothing really worked. So instead of trying all these fad diets, what I really recommend that you do is educate yourself on nutrition and make sure that you have a basic understanding of what calories are, the calories in the foods and the drinks that you're putting into your body, and keep a food diary and go from there. Just start kind of analyzing what you're actually eating day in and day out, and then tweak it from there. A lot of people will come to me and they'll say like, oh, I'm eating clean, but I'm not getting the results that I want. And this is almost an everyday DM that I get. And the truth here is that eating clean doesn't necessarily guarantee results, because if you're eating too many calories for your body to lose weight, you're not going to lose weight. So whether that is, 1,500 calories of McDonald's or 1,500 calories of a whole foods based diet where you've got your protein, your fats, and your carbs, it's still 1,500 calories at the end of the day. But of course, if you're eating 1,500 calories of whole foods versus 1,500 calories of fast foods that don't leave you feeling full, you're going to feel much better eating the whole foods. But from a weight loss point of view, at the end of the day, the total calories matters. So just make sure that you really take time to understand calories in versus calories out and what macros are, so your proteins, fats, and carbs, and focus on building some key habits that you can stick to long term instead of trying fad diets. So key habits, I'm talking about setting a step goal, drinking enough water, primarily eating whole foods, but actually making sure that they're in alignment with your caloric intake in order for you to either lose fat or build muscle. Number 3, caring about what other people think in and outside of the gym. So for me personally, when I started going to the gym, I had so many different people talking about me and giving their comments on how I shouldn't be going to the gym because I don't need to, or I had people saying that I was going to the gym too many times, or I should be doing cardio, not weights, or more weights, not cardio. Everyone had their opinions on what I should or shouldn't be doing, and once again, their opinions don't matter because it's my life and my fitness journey, and I have to live in my body and go throughout the day. They don't have to, so their opinions don't matter. But another thing I get a lot of people messaging me about is saying that they're kind of too scared to go into the gym and train in the weights room because they're scared of what other people think, they're scared of people looking at them. And in all honesty, until you go into the gym and go into the weights room, you won't realize that no one's actually watching you. Everyone is too busy either focusing on their own training, taking their selfies, playing on their phones, or doing whatever else they're doing in the gym, but their last thing on their mind is to be watching you in the gym. So if you are a little bit nervous to go into the gym or to go into the weights room for the first time, I suggest either getting a trainer to take you through a workout so you can feel a little bit more confident there, or grab a friend and bring them to the gym so you have each other in there. It also really helps to make sure that you have a plan to follow so that when you go in there, you know exactly what you're doing and you can get in and get out, instead of going in there and kind of like looking around at the machines, feeling a little bit overwhelmed and not knowing what to do. Following on from that, number 4, not having a proper structured training plan. I would just Google random workouts to follow in the gym when I would go, and I know that nowadays with social media, people will just follow like YouTube workouts or Instagram workouts, and you know what? Something is always better than nothing. So if you don't know what to do and you just look on Instagram and you find a workout to follow, like that's going to be better than not doing anything. But if you have goals to achieve, then it's not going to be optimal. The best thing you can do is get a plan in place to help you achieve those goals. So having a proper structured training plan, whether it changes every 2 weeks or every 3 or every 4 weeks, so that you can focus on progressing. So when you're going to the gym, you don't just want to be doing cardio, you don't just want to be picking random workouts from Instagram or YouTube and doing those, because you're not going to actually progress from there. So with me personally and with the Anjali Fit Squad, every 2 weeks the plans will change. In the first week you'll select the weights that you're doing, and then come the second week you want to be increasing those weights and making sure that you're progressing over time. And in all honesty, I really find that getting strong is so empowering, and it feels good to focus on getting stronger and feeling more fit in the gym instead of just picking random workouts from like Google, Instagram, or YouTube. So I do definitely recommend that you get a proper plan in place and choose whether you want to go to the gym, 4, 5, or 6 days a week. You don't need to be going twice a day, you don't need to be going 7 days a week, but you do need to have a good plan in place that is in alignment with your goals and that you actually enjoy doing. Lastly, number 5, not getting a coach from day one. This is one of the biggest regrets I have on my fitness journey, and I've said this well before I ever started Fit with Anjali and well before I was a coach, because I spent about 3 years of my fitness journey trying random diets, trying random workouts, following what other people were doing in the gym, and never actually getting the results that I wanted. So fast forward, like 3 years, I hadn't achieved any results that I really wanted. I was stronger, but I wasn't leaner. I didn't feel necessarily like fitter or healthier until I decided that I wanted to compete and get a coach, after 3 years of already being in the gym. So when I got a coach, that was when I first really saw solid fat loss results and felt really good in my own skin. It wasn't necessarily the best setup for me because I followed the same kind of meal plan for 16 weeks and didn't know about if it fits your macros and flexible dieting. but it allowed me to see that I could lose weight and I could have abs if I wanted them. And I had never had that before. I'd never seen my abs until my first competition. So in terms of getting a coach, a lot of people say like, I can't find a coach in my hometown. Does online coaching work? Every coach that I have had for the WBFF bikini competitions I've done has been an online coach. Online coaching works if you put in the work. So it's very important to make sure the plans that you are following are personalized to you. We're talking about meals and training. You cannot just get a training plan from a personal trainer in the gym or online and expect to get results if you don't change your nutrition. If you think of it this way, if what you've been doing so far hasn't gotten you the results that you want, then something needs to change, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing day in, day out and expecting different results. So in terms of getting an online coach, like how do you choose one? I personally, for competing, will choose one that is in the federation that I'm competing with. So usually they're a WBFF pro, but for anyone that wants to, have a transformation, whether it's to build muscle or lose fat, you want to choose a coach that you feel you align with. So someone that you feel your mindset is aligned with, or someone you want to kind of be like. I feel as if that's a good start. Then you want to look at the results of the clients that they have. Do they have client testimonials that talk about how they work with them, the results that they got? Are they following a keto diet? Do they follow If It Fits Your Macros? Do they believe in a paleo diet, a vegetarian diet, vegan diet, whatever it is? You need to make sure that it's something you feel you can do long term. So for me personally, how I work, how Ross, my fiance, works, how I work with the Anjuli Fit Squad is if it fits your macros. I don't believe in food police. I don't believe in giving the same meal plan for 16 weeks. I believe in flexibility and actually enjoying the journey. And this is so important, because at the end of the day, once you've lost the weight that you wanted to, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to feel more accomplished if you didn't enjoy the whole journey leading up to it, because weight loss is one thing, but actually enjoying it is a whole different thing. So with If It Fits Your Macros, I let the girls eat chocolate each day if they can fit it into their calories. If they want to have an ice cream in the weekend, they can go for it. We work one-on-one together. We have email check-ins every 2 weeks. We have monthly live coaching calls with myself and the rest of the squad as well, to go through non-scale victories and any kind of questions that they have. And we just work really well together. Whereas I've heard of other coaches that will give you a plan and you'll never hear from them again. And these coaches cost thousands. Every time I do a competition prep, it costs me thousands of dollars for the coaching that I get. So another thing for a lot of people is going to be factoring in the cost of having a coach. So just make sure that if you are on your fitness journey and you're feeling lost, you reach out and you get a coach that you feel you can align with and that you want to work with. And at the end of the day, the most important thing when it comes to achieving your goals is going to be hard work, patience, consistency with your nutrition and your training, having a progressive training plan. And if your goal is fat loss or muscle gain, it's going to be either a caloric surplus or maintenance calories or a deficit. You cannot outwork your diet, and I will say that time and time again until everyone believes me. So put it this way, if I jump on a treadmill and you stand next to me eating pizza, I can guarantee you, you will eat more pizza than I will burn in calories running on the treadmill. I hope that makes sense. My goal is always to simplify things as much as possible for you so that I can help you on your fitness journey. If you have any questions at all, feel free to drop them in the comments. And if you've made any fitness mistakes on your journey, I would love to hear from you, because I'm sure there are many more mistakes that people can make on their journey, but these are just kind of the top 5 things I think are really kind of pivotal for my fitness journey. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and as always, if you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below.